Well, I had originally planned a different video this week. I was working on one of the other adult mods, covering it in a video. However, we had two stealth patches from EA on two separate days, and both of them while I was working on learning the mod. So I've decided to do something different this week, just in case there's another stealth patch while I'm working on it. So this week, I'm going to take a look at creating ethnic Sims from an artist's perspective. This is something that people struggle with. I've heard people use stereotypes to describe how to create something. It's very disappointing because when you know a few basics about what you're looking at and what you want to find and what you want to create, it's easy. So I've decided to take myself as a Sim, that's not my name, by the way, it's a fake name, and create a Japanese scientist from this. I want two Japanese scientists for my game. I want a man and a woman. So I'm going to take myself as the base, and I'm going to create that while you watch. Now, one of the first things you want to do is you want to look at your subject. This is where many people fail. They start making a sim in The Sims, and they really are trying to make something, but they're doing it from memory. Memory is not good. You need a reference. And in this case, I have a reference, you can see here, of Japanese men. So we're going to start here with me. We're going to eliminate our accessories. We're going to try to pick a skin tone that's more Japanese. I'm going to go with this. It's a warmer tone, and it may not be perfect, but I'm not good at the skin tones. That's something about me. So, all right. So the first thing we want to look at is probably going to, well, let's eliminate that beard too. How do we eliminate the beard? Ah, there we go. Okay, so this is very much not what we're after, but we're going to turn it into what we're after. Now, the first thing we want to look at are eyes. So one of the things you'll notice about Japanese eyes is that they have this thing called an epicanthic fold. I may have made a mistake on my eyes even. But the epicanthic fold eyes take this into account, and this is one of the tricks to making any of the Asiatic races, or many of the Asiatic races. So we're going to look at, I like this one. That's good. It's a good epicanthic fold, but I think I'm going to go for something a little smaller. We're going to go for this one. Now let's go back and look at the men. So, let's look at the angle of the eyes. One of the stereotypes is the angle of the eyes. Well, let's look at this. If we look at this, we can see that there are all kinds of different angles. That's because we're human, and humans have genetic changes, and not everyone or everything can be set right. So I'm actually going to take these eyes, if I can find the rotation. There's the rotation. I'm going to rotate them a little more like this. The other thing about the eyes is they need to be dark. So we're starting there. We're already starting to look a little bit more Japanese. I'm going to lower this mouth. I want an older man. So that's why I'm starting as an adult, not a young adult. So, eyebrows. What kind of eyebrows do we have here? And again, we look at references. References is how we do this as an artist. You're always practicing from the things that you see. So we can go a little bit bushier. Oh, maybe not quite like that. Let's do that. I'm going to raise those up a little bit. Oh, this guy has some really bushy eyebrows, doesn't he? I think I'm going to make him a little more spread. Let's go with one of the new ones. And just make bushier. There we go. I think that's good. Now, hair color. We want to do dark. But in this case, I want to do a little bit peppery. We're going to match our hair color. That's fine. All right. So let's look at our nose. If we look at these noses, you can see that they're probably a little wider than mine there. And up here, well, we're going to have to go into detail mode. And this part we want to scrunch a little bit. Now, we also pull that down, it looks like, and go a little bit wider like that, a little bit wider like that. That seems to be a good start. Now, there are various thicknesses. You'll see some of them are thicker than others, or wider than others. We're playing around and just trying to come up with something that works for us. Okay, while we're here, let's look at the mouth. Not too keen. Mouths, a little bit small. I think we're going to go out and we're going to go to the mouth selection and start from there. Seems an easier thing to do. So let's go for, I think that looks pretty good. All right, back into detail mode, do a little bit of editing on this. It's not going to be perfect. I'm kind of rushing this. Normally I can take an hour making a single sim. So we're just kind of rushing through some of this today. Okay. So we've got our basics for our face, but let's look at our face in profile. All right, here's where we're failing. So we need to make this a little better. So when we look at the profile of the male face here, we see that it's a lot more vertical. See, this is more vertical. And the eyes are hard to grab a hold of. We get our brows in. We need to take everything in, it looks like. Okay, detail mode. All right, we're going to have to start over with our nose. We're going to have to find another nose. So, let's start with the noses. And let's go with that. Does that seem right? Let's look at that compared to the other noses. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I'm going to drag that down. Okay, I'm not sure I've got the skin color I want. We're going to change that in a little bit. I'm going to make the head a little wider. Now, can I get that in? Get that in. There we go. Grabbing the head like that lets us pull everything in. And now we have a more vertical face. Okay, so we're actually looking pretty good now. The nose looks good. The mouth looks pretty good. I think I need to get that out a little bit. Let's get detail edit mode on that. Okay. There we go. All right, so we have the basics. I think I need to lower the ear size down a little bit. All right. I have big ears. Okay, let's get some hair. Oh, that's not it yet. We want hair. What kind of hair are we going to go for? Something short? He's making a Japanese scientist. He's going to be working in a corporate environment. What do we think? No, not quite. Not quite on that either. I like that. I like that one right there. There we go. Look at that. We have the basis for our Japanese scientist. Now, should we put any facial hair on there? No, it doesn't look like the older Japanese men probably don't wear a lot of facial hair. And he is corporate. So, I think we've got a Japanese face. What do you think? Okay, we need to name him now. I'm going to give him Miyamoto. That's a good last name. And when I'm making a sim, I like to go to real names and find something like that I like. Okay, we're just going to call him, let's see, Akio. Akio. Okay, there is Akio Miyamoto. So there is our Japanese male. Now that wasn't hard at all, was it? He is going to be a scientist. Let's put some scientist stuff on him. Quick. I know we've got a scientist outfit in here someplace. There we go. Look at that. I've taken me. I've looked at some pictures. And I've converted the sim I started with into an Asian sim, a Japanese sim in particular. How? Because I looked at source material. And that's the biggest thing when you're making a sim. Now, Akio Miyamoto needs a wife. So let's do the same thing for the wife. And we're just going to add a new sim. Okay, here we go. We will just start with her. We're going to eliminate all the accessories she has. We're going to change her hair or skin color, hopefully. Yeah, I think that's good for her. Okay, we're going to take off the lipstick, makeup. Okay, we've got to find eyes. Again, epicantic folds for the win. And there we go. Let's find nose. All right, let's look at source material here, though. Japanese woman face. Okay. I was looking at these earlier. That's why I kind of jumped ahead of us. Okay, so let's see. We're going to scrunch her mouth down a little bit. Maybe detail mode on that. Kind of looking at this one as a base. Okay, let's darken her eyes, make it blacker. Okay, while I'm in detail mode, one of the things I like to do with the Sims is their eyeballs are just too big. So I kind of like dropping their size down. Okay. Again, it doesn't look like I need to increase the angle of her eyes at all based on these pictures. Play with her face just a little bit. A little bit more like the sim I'm looking at. Need to change her eyebrows. Let's go with these. That's don't want the unibrow. Let's see. I'm not quite happy with those. Yeah, I'm picky. Did I mention that I can spend an hour doing this? Yep, I sure can. All right, that's a good starting point. We're going to pull those down a little bit. Nose up. Pull the face in. Okay, let's look. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We've got the vertical face already. Let's pull the chin out just a little bit. So the face is very vertical. Okay, now hair. Hair color, we're going to go to this because she is older, so it's got a little gray in there. And I'm going to go to medium lengths. See what I can find here. Let's see. Don't like that one. Oh, good. That's great. That's perfect. Okay, the eyes need to be a little closer together, it looks like, if I'm imitating this girl. And give just a slight angle to them. Just very slight. Let's bring the nose in a little bit. I'm not... Okay, look at that. Let's get her in the scientist frock. Oh, there are all kinds of women's dresses. Let's just go by pack, because I know it's in Strangerville. X. Strangerville, there we go. Scientist. I think we're going to have to change your shoes. What do you think? We'll go with those. Those are nice. Okay. My name is Miyamoto. And again, we have to go to names. Let's see, we used an A name. Let's go down here and find the non-A name for a girl. Junko. That'll work. Oh, let's give her some stuff. Knowledge. 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 We'll just make her a Renaissance sim. Give her some random traits. Give her some different random traits until I find the set I like. We'll just go with those because I'm tired of looking. All right, and there we have our two Japanese scientist sims. I'm going to change his skin color just a little bit. There we go. Like I said, I may not be perfect on the skin colors. That's one of the hardest things I find. But we have created two ethnic sims. And how did we do it? We did it like an artist, by looking at examples, basing the work on those examples, and coming up with something original of our own. And that's it. That's all there is to it. You too can do this. Just look at examples. Next week, I hope to have one of the adult mods covered. Hopefully we won't have all these stealth patches, and I'll be able to do that. Until then, stay safe, and remember, we lift ourselves by lifting others. Bye-bye.